Why is this thing so big? That's better. There it is, done. Okay, before we start, I want to thank some people. Zero, I'll put them all on screen, but Zero Team Sheet, I think is his name. Get so much value from your channel. And all the people who worked on Winlator, I'll put them on Long Yunyu. I butchered that so bad.
Long Junu too.
He made the old Steam version available on his GitHub. We'll walk through all that, and of course covering colors. Bruno, I'll put them on screen. Bruno did a lot of work on Winlator, or even created Winlator. So yeah, I invented nothing of this. Nothing of this is new. Nothing of this is my invention. I just made use of all their resources and tried to figure out how we can make this run on this device. So I got some hate from people in the Reddit telling me that this isn't something new. I know this is not something new, but apparently a lot of people want to do this and couldn't figure out how to do this. It took me forever to figure it out, but yeah, I want to share this with you guys. The first version of me running Steam on this device was actually through Winlator glibc mod and Frost. We're able to run Steam. The performance is better when you run it through Winlator. If you can figure it out, I would highly recommend doing that. If you can't, we're gonna use GameHub, which is a way easier way to do this. And I'll show you guys how.
Okay, let's get into it. We're going to the big screen. I'm recording my screen right now. Shouldn't affect performance because I'm using a capture card. First of all, make sure your settings, go to your settings and make sure you're on the latest version. We gotta change the swap file size, and that's added in a later version than the one that's shipped with the Retroid Pocket 5 if you're in the earlier batch. I'm doing a voiceover, so it might not be in sync with what I'm exactly doing, but try and follow along. Okay, we're on that specific version. Just make sure you're on that one or on a later one. Okay, first step, we're going to install GameHub. GameHub seems to do some funky stuff apparently in the background. I'm not sure. Apparently there's a controversy with the maker of GameHub. They made Egg NS, a previous emulator for Switch. So there's some funky stuff going on over there. If you're interested in it, log into it. I'm not endorsing GameHub by any means. It's just what I'm using. Next, we're gonna install the old Steam. All the links are in the description. This is just a zip file. We're gonna extract it later on, and then we're gonna use that in GameHub. Next step, make sure you have some sort of a file manager. I use MT Manager or MIX, just the one you prefer, and make sure it has a way to extract zip files or RAR files. We're gonna find the file we just downloaded. Let's install GameHub first. You can do it through here, you can do it through any other file manager, doesn't really matter. I already have it installed, it's trying to update, this is the same version, so nothing's changing. Then I'm trying to do as much as possible, like as if I'm starting with a clean slate. So I uninstalled Steam from GameHub, but GameHub was still installed. Next, I'm gonna look up Steam. I'm moving it to a different folder. You don't have to do this, you can run it from the download folder and extracting it. There are some games that highly benefit from using internal storage, games that specifically use asset streaming. Most games that will run on this device will not use that. So you can perfectly fine run this from an SD card. All the videos you'll see later in the video are me using it in from an SD card. So just pick whatever you want. Okay, let's open up GameHub. We're gonna add Steam as basically as a game. While testing this, before it didn't do this. The later update apparently does a lot of stuff automatically, so I'm thinking GameHub is gonna support Steam in the future. You'll see what I mean. So let's go to the directory where we extracted Steam. I have a hard time finding it here. Downloads, Steam. I go to Steam exe. Add that one. Okay, let's open it. We'll go into the settings. So options, game settings. You can do this either with a touchscreen or with your controller. Let's go to general. So yeah, this is what it didn't used to do before. I had a separate bat file to modify these. I'll put this in the description in case it doesn't do it for you, but apparently it does this automatically. So exciting stuff. I think it's just gonna support Steam out of the box later on. I don't see a reason why it would do this otherwise, because these are the exact same flags I used. Okay, Proton, make sure this is set to Proton 9. This is the ternary driver I'm using that will differ for each device. The DXVK and the VKD versions. Okay, here I'm setting it to 4 cores. While installing a game, I recommend setting it to all cores or 6 cores, because the like 4 of the 8 cores are efficiency cores. So you actually you'll benefit, you get more performance if you just use the 4 cores that are not efficiency cores. But it depends on a game by game basis. But later on I will change this. This is something you can play around with. This is a list of the components that you all need to install. I'll try to put all these in the description. This is everything I install for all the games. You probably don't need everything based on what games you want to play, but this is just, I'm sharing what I installed and what worked for me. Next step, let's start up. Just press play now. It's gonna install dependencies. The thing you see on the right is just my keyboard. Connect to it. Ignore that. You should only see one controller. I've set it to Xbox. You don't have to, but I find it, for when I'm playing PC games, I prefer that layout instead of the Switch layout. There it is. I was so excited the first time I saw this. I just tried it out I didn't expect it to work at all. I don't know what this is, but this is the account that comes with it. Just ignore it. Click on yeah, click on new. You cannot sign into it anyway. I was confused here with the mouse because it's doubling the mouse. Scan the QR code or type in your password and username. Finally, load it up. I'm gonna ask for you to be very patient here. This can take a while. Don't start pressing buttons. Don't start touching the screen. Let it load until you see this. Then just press or tap the screen like it says. It should bring you to the interface. Nice. We have Steam. Okay, it works. This is insane that this even works. Okay, we're gonna exit big picture mode. You're not gonna start up in big picture mode, but it's because I previously set it to big picture. So we're gonna set up or change some settings first. I'm doing this recording after the fact, so I might need to see what's happening on screen and basically explain to you what we're doing. We're just gonna walk through all the settings, even though we're not gonna change something in every tab, but just to make sure if your settings are different, these are the ones I'm using, so you can change them in case your installation has different settings by default. So I basically turned off everything that has to do with friends and some, because it boots up a different process. Just turn it all off, unless you're very interested in it, but it's gonna take a performance hit. Next, family, I didn't change anything there. Security, didn't change anything here. Notifications, I turned all these off. These all can use a lot of memory, especially if they stack up. I don't know what these random things are at the bottom, but I didn't see them on my desktop, but I just turned them all off. Interface. This one is important. There's one setting that you have to change. Enable GPU accelerated rendering in web views. The reason our Steam frontend is or Steam UI is so slow is because we turned that off. But it's going to benefit us during gameplay. So you can leave it on if you want, but I would highly recommend not to. Low performance mode, turn that on. It's going to disable some stuff, some pretty nice looking things in the UI. We don't need that. We just want to play our games. Next, downloads. I don't think I changed anything here. I might have enabled shader cache. Or I tried to enable shader cache. That doesn't work. Yeah, you can keep clicking on it. It doesn't work. Okay, you can stop clicking on it now. Let's go. Storage, didn't change anything here. Cloud, I don't think I changed anything here. I just made sure that Steam Cloud is enabled because that was a very important reason for me to do this. Disable the overlays. The top toggle was selected for me. Disable the other one, even though we started Steam with a special flag that disables VR. Just make sure it's disabled in the settings as well. Doesn't hurt. Controller. You can test your... this doesn't work now. It only works in big picture. I'm not sure why, but yeah, you can... I think I'm... oh, it thinks that my keyboard is one of the controllers. Yeah, just I didn't change much here or anything at all. But remote play. I think that's pretty much about it. This is the most important part. Yeah, let's continue. Okay, so we changed all the settings, everything in the container is set correctly. I recommend closing the container right now. You don't have to, but I noticed that I was having some troubles because I did this like a couple times over and over. And when I tried to download the game right after changing settings, it has some issues. And we can test right away if our big picture mode is working, if it's booting up in big picture mode. Okay, let's start back up. Let's speed this up. In the meantime, like the video if this works for you. If it doesn't work, still like the video and let me know why. I might be able to help out. So we're gonna boot up right into Steam and we're gonna install our first game. I'm gonna pick, I think I picked a Winlator. I'm gonna pick just an easy one, one that's easy to install or quick to install. I lied. We're not gonna test Winlator. We're doing Hades 2. I was thinking of cutting this out of the video. I'm not gonna do it because you might run into this as well. It stopped loading. What I found is that the CPU core change that we did, we set to 4 cores if I remember correctly, is not sufficient enough for this game. So for this game, actually, I think I maxed it out on even no limit or 7, and that fixed it. So I'm gonna fast forward to that, and then we're gonna try this again. And we're back. I left that part in. You can see what I changed. I also changed some other options. I'll just leave it in. You're still gonna have to mess around with a lot of settings to make certain games work. It's not perfect, but it is to be expected. Speed it up. And it started up. Let's go. I'll let both CPU or the frame counters on so you can see it. You don't feel it that it runs on low FPS. Maybe it's just this game specifically, but this just runs great. This is, I think, the best case scenario. I'm gonna change some settings, set everything to low. Your device thinks this is way better than it is. It's not. So just everything to low. You can turn on full screen. I noticed that it benefits some games, not all of them. And for now, I'm just gonna shut up and let you see some gameplay. Bye. Oh no, wait, I lied. Please subscribe and like the video and let me know what you think of this. And just comment below if you have any issues, I'll try to help.
Damn it.
Who dares destroy?
That was. Which worked for me. Stand tall and show no weakness.
Come here.
The crossroads. Hail. Tell me you killed the bastard. Drove your staff into his wretched skull, slid a dagger in his gut. Not that he'd die from that. Works on mortals, though.
I've nothing to report, Odysseus. Not yet.
Well, you'll get him next time, I reckon.
My altar. Headmistress lent me the Arcana. The sorceress. the wayward son. Don't have enough for that. That'll do.
Disciples, attention! Allay your fears. She has returned.
The arms of night are now at my disposal. Or shall be, soon enough. Death to Kronos. I'll see to that. No one is more prepared. Find the Titan, slay the Titan. The Sigil of Frost. Headmistress told me so much.
You look just like your mother. I'll not lose her again. I shall freeze hell in its entirety if that is what it takes to get her back.
Grandmother. All of you gather round. To dust.
Within mist-shrouded.
Whispers. Golden coins. Suffer no more. So,